right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Faces of First Year, brought to you by Pima Community College and the First Year Experience Program. For those who I have not yet met, my name is Renee Forsyth. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I lead the first year program here for the college. And we bring you this series so that we can connect you with the faces behind the key resources available to new and prospective students here at the college to make sure that you are fully supported and ready to be successful in your academic journey and collegiate journey, both in and out of the classroom. So today we are featuring Pima's libraries, and we're going to be talking to you about everything that we have to offer, even beyond books. So I have a fabulous expert here who I want to introduce you to so that she can share who she is and what she does for the college. So will you please tell us more about yourself?
Hello, everyone. My name is Diane Vanderpaul, and I am the College Library Director at Pima College. What this means is that I oversee all of the people who make our online resources and services work and who make our 5 campus libraries such a great resource for all of you. We've got a great team. There are 16 librarians, about 24 staff members, and another 20 or so student assistants who are all working together to really make sure that the libraries are your go-to place.
Awesome. And for those who may not know, Pima is a multi-campus institution. So what we mean by that is we're one college, but with many locations around Tucson, and also a really strong virtual and online presence. And throughout today, we'll tell you more about how the library is available to our students in person as well as online. But first, Diane, can you just kind of summarize what does the library offer? We may have, general ideas, but tell us about Pima's library specifically.
Sure. Again, as you said, most people have a general idea of what libraries are. They're places that you can go. You can check out books. Maybe you can go study quietly. And yeah, the PCC libraries definitely are that. But we also have so much more. And I'm going to go into much more detail on a few of those resources as we go. Um, but I'll just toss a few things out. We've got, as we've mentioned, 5 different campus libraries, so all these physical locations, and then literally hundreds of thousands of resources online. Some of them are ebooks, some of them are journals, downloadable audiobooks that you can pop on your phone, magazines that you can flip through online, just like you're holding them in the airport. Um, we've got the spaces, the resources, and so much help. Really, really friendly people on the teams, welcoming, and you can get help with research, with questions about college more broadly. The libraries are pretty connected, and so there's a lot that we've got going on. And as I said, we'll go into more detail with a few of those as we go.
Yeah. You already shared such a long list of what the library has to offer and do. It makes me wonder if there were any sort of metaphor to kind of help illustrate or describe the libraries. I'm having a hard time thinking of one. What would that be?
Yeah, I was pretty challenged on that too. If we were technology, we'd be all the technologies. But we did kind of think through like, well, if we were sort of a shopping experience or a store, we're kind of like the mall and Amazon all mushed into one.
You have my attention
Um,
now. You said shopping. Tell me more.
yeah, if you need tires or if you need pet food or if you need a new dress or if you need auto parts.
Mhm.
Um, we don't have those things, but we've got books on all of those things,
Oh,
or
we don't.
newspaper articles, or magazine articles, or stats, or data, or the technology that you might need to access some of those things, or a place to interact with
Well,
any
even
of
thinking
those
back
kind
to
of
the
resources.
mall food courts, that, community space to then hang out with
Hmm.
others and connect. The libraries have those spaces for study groups or
Sure do.
the events that you all host. So I like it. Okay, I think a mall or Amazon, that works. That's a good analogy.
Or both.
Yes, exactly. All right. So I want to know, are there any myths that you want to bust or stigmas that you want to debunk when it comes to what students can get out of a library?
So I do think this is one where, I mean, libraries in general, there are lots of stereotypes about libraries. And I'd actually ask if we've got anybody live streaming has some understanding or has some, I don't know, preconceived notions or things that the media has told you about what libraries are. Um, I was thinking the other day about this commercial that was out a couple of years ago. I don't even remember what it was for, where um, they kind of really doubled down in the library vibe. A woman walks into a space and there's all these people sitting in hard chairs. Um, Everyone's kind of wearing gray and bland colors and they're poring over stuffy books and there's only books in the background and there's a woman wearing glasses, of course. And this vivacious, happy, flirty young woman comes in and says, "I'd like a cheeseburger and a milkshake." And the person behind the desk says, "Young lady, this is a library." And the vivacious or maybe ditzy blonde woman says, "Oh, I'd like a cheeseburger and a milkshake." So the stereotype that we're going to make you be quiet, that we're wearing gray clothes and all we're doing is poring over books, um, this is a pretty common stereotype. We did okay. Buffy the Vampire Slayer had some more adventures in the library that weren't quite so stuffy.
Yes.
But I want to tell you that the PCC libraries are kind of myth busting or stigma or stereotype busting. Um, and in that we are very welcoming. There's not a lot of shushing. We have spaces where if you need quiet study, we can help you out on that. But if you need to study in a group, you need to talk, you need to play like a video or streaming media or something for your class on a computer. We also have spaces for that. We have these cool study pods in several of our libraries. They're really space age looking. Um, and they have a whiteboard included, and you're in this pod, and it's largely soundproof.
I hear
Um,
students liking the clear walls that they can then also like
yeah,
write on, like writing on the
yep.
walls. It feels like you're breaking some sort of childhood rule of don't color on the walls, but you can there.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever we've got glass walls or whiteboard walls, which is in most of the study spaces, there's at least some portion of things that are glass or whiteboarded. And we actually have the dry erase markers and the erasers to check out to you too. So we've got these different spaces that are welcoming. We've got comfortable furniture. It's not all just hard tables. And we've got so much more than books. At our makerspace, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the makerspace at our East Campus. This is like a wonderland, a playground, really, of really cool toys, where you don't have to have experience, you don't have to be majoring in something related. If you're just curious, what is it? How does a 3D printer work? How does a precision laser cutter work? Or you're just artsy and you want to make stickers, or you want to sew, or you want to knit or crochet, or you want to dive into podcasting and you need a high resolution microphone. These are all things that are available to you at the Makerspace at our East Campus. Um, and some of our other campuses also have mics that you can check out or other technology resources that you can borrow to sort of just follow through with things you're interested in. Um,
And you mentioned
and
the makerspace. I just threw in the chat a link because a while ago we featured the makerspace in one of these podcast interviews. So if you all want to check that out to dive in more to everything that they have to offer, they even gave a really cool tour of the space. Check out that link. If you're joining us live, it's in the chat right now. If you're watching this in replay, it'll be in the video summary too. Yeah.
cool.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
So, tell us more about when the libraries are open and available for students to access and use.
We can offer you help 24/7, 365 days a year.
Very cool.
Um, and it's help with a live human being, which is, I think, pretty impressive. You won't always be talking to us. We are not that dedicated.
Y'all need
But
to
we
sleep.
participate. Yeah, I know. We don't sleep. We just 100% of the time we are at the
Mhm.
library. No. But we have a partnership with a bunch of other libraries around the world. And so you will have a live human who can help with research. You'll have a live human from Pima if you're checking in between like 8 and 6, Monday through Thursday, and some of the hours in the morning and early afternoon on Fridays and Saturdays.
Mhm.
But at other times, you'll have one of our partners from another library. Sometimes when we contribute and we help out with the partnership, I'm helping students who are going to school in London or New York City or something. So it's kind of fun,
That's really
these
cool.
connections that we have between libraries. But so the live human beings who really are willing to help you, you need to find that article for a paper that you're working on and you've left it to the last minute and you're in a panic. There's somebody there who will help you, who will walk you through things step by step.
Well, you
Um,
also have some really cool tools available that have been created, like the research guides, right?
Yeah, there's a ton of FAQs, tutorials, research guides.
Mhm.
They can be either on maybe how to use a specific tool or maybe they're on a specific subject. Some classes have a research guide specifically assigned to their class as well, with curated or selected links that are really helpful. You can access those 24/7 as well, particularly if you have to use your PCC login to get to all of the remote like articles and videos that we can stream and downloadable audiobooks, all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
And then our campus libraries, they aren't open 24/7, but they are open 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, and most will stay open until 6 or 7 Monday through Thursday. They have shorter hours on Friday, but then the downtown campus also has Saturday hours from 9 to 1. Um, and yeah, come
Very
on
cool.
in.
So we talked about the when. Tell me where. We mentioned that the Pima campuses have the library spaces. You mentioned the lib chat for online learning. Do you all also have social media, websites?
We do. We are available all of the places. We have a handy link from my Pima that specifically says library, or you can always remember our website is just pima.edu, and then you put a slash and the word library. That's our shortcut. You can jump to us directly there. We are on Instagram and X and Facebook, and I know that Renee's putting our addresses out there for you.
I see.
Yeah, we love to have followers. We sometimes will have sort of announce events or contests or opportunities. Recently, our West Campus had, in honor of Rodeo Day, they had a come on in and show your Western wear. If you had boots or a hat or something like that, anything, any Western wear, you got a little treat, a little rodeo treat.
That's fun.
And then we announce that sort of thing, typically on Instagram and Facebook. And so, yeah, we're out
Very
there.
cool. And the handles for those socials, if you're looking for them on Facebook and Instagram, the handle is at Pima Community College Library. And then on X, formerly known as Twitter, the handle is Pima_CC Library. And again, that those details are in the live chat for this YouTube or the video summary that you can find below. So I was always the student in school who wanted to know why. Why does this really matter to me? Why do I need to know about this? So Diane, why should Pima's new students tell their friends and their family about all that Pima's library has to offer?
Yeah. Well, I mean, so I would say first off that students themselves should really, I don't know, understand the breadth of resources that we've got, and we've mentioned some of them today, but also that it's not just for you. You get special stuff as a student. The technology, the laptops and the hotspots that we check out are limited just to students, but we have stuff for your friends, your family, people in the community. We've got children's books, we've got young adult books, we've got graphic novels and manga for maybe you or maybe little brothers and sisters or your kids or whoever. We've got DVDs, old school, as well as the streaming videos. The streaming videos are again limited to PCC students, faculty, and staff because you need your login for that. But if your dad can't deal with the streaming technology or something like that and wants an old school DVD, we've got it. We've got them set, and then community members can get a card and come check things out. They don't have to check things out using your card as a student. We've got cookbooks again for you if you want, or your friends and relatives who are going vegan or something. We have culture passes, which are pretty cool.
I love
You may
those.
have seen these. Some people have seen them at the public libraries. We have the same thing available for either for students or members of the PCC community or our broader community as well to check out. These are tickets to local gardens or zoos or museums or performances. So you can do date night, or if you have friends coming to town or visitors and you want to go to the Sonora Desert Museum or Reed Park Zoo, those are our most popular ones.
Mhm.
Um, we have those that you can check out. Um, while I mentioned before that like the technology is limited to students to check out and take home, we do have technology on campus. So if you've got a friend who's not a Pima Community College student yet, or your prospective student, and you need someplace to sit down and work on like a resume or something that doesn't work well on a smartphone, we
Mhm.
have computers that the public can log into and use. And we have events, we have displays. We always have seasonal displays depending what's going on. As I mentioned, we had the sort of rodeo event, come on in and show off your Western wear. But we also had a display of at several of our libraries, our campus libraries, of vaqueros and the history of the rodeo in Tucson and all of that. And we have an upcoming speaker in association with the Festival of Books. Excuse me, sorry.
Mhm.
Um, that is coming on March 11th. Um, it's a guy who writes about lots of Borderlands topics. His name is David Bowles, and he'll be with us on March 11th. So pretty excited about that.
One thing that has always struck me in my time working at Pima and also hearing feedback from the students is truly just simply how helpful the librarians are and how much they care. And they're really well connected also with what is happening college wide. So going back to that mall analogy, I think it's a great hub to get started, to get connected, to go hang out and take advantage of all that it has to offer, books included, but beyond books and more. So awesome. Thank you. If you have any follow-up questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment box below. If we can't answer them, I will field them over to the librarian team so that they can make sure that those questions are addressed and you are supported during your journey at Pima. I want to thank Diane again so much for joining us today. If you liked what you had to learn, give us a thumbs up. You can even click that bell notification to get alerts of when other podcasts like this one will be coming to you soon. In April, we will be talking about the college success prep programs for the summer. So more dates and details you can find in this YouTube account, Pima Student Engagement, as well as on our events webpage of pima.edu/engage. So otherwise, I want to thank you all for joining us today, and until next time, keep striving.